Hello, and welcome to another episode of me trying to empty out this room before we leave on vacation in 1 week. Welcome to the chaos. So I have 1 week left to deal with this room before we leave for Oregon. Once we're in Oregon, we're going straight to Iowa, picking up a bunch of furniture that Blake inherited from his grandma who passed away recently. And then we're driving back here, unloading everything, finishing setting up the room, and then driving back to Oregon to retrieve our children. That's the new plan of everything. And we are down to T-minus 1 week left for me to do the switcheroo of the furniture, get rid of as much as possible in here. And I'm also trying to paint that wall, so we'll see if I get to that. That really is like the very last thing. If I don't get to it before we leave, there will be a chance for me to paint it once we're back home. It's not the end of the world if I don't get this completely ready, because like I said, now the kids are staying in Oregon. Blake and I are gonna have like a solid week here with no kids to really get shit done. So if I have to delay it, I have to delay it. The thing that happened was last week I got really sick. So I only got a couple days of work in before I was just literally in bed for a couple of days. So that definitely screwed up my timeline here. I was hoping that all the furniture would be where it needs to be by now, and it's not. So that's what we're gonna do today. I'm going to start the whole switcheroo and emptying out this Calyx cube thing to my left here off camera and clear off the second desk and get it up to the kids' room. So then this whole wall, the wall that I'm going to be painting, will be empty. I am not going to be painting it yet. There's a lot of little loose miscellaneous things that I need to take care of first before I do anything major like painting. So that's where we're gonna work this week, or today and tomorrow probably. I did get a lot done last week. It's just, I do feel behind since I got sick. And I'm still not firing on all cylinders. And I don't want to re-get myself sick again. So I'm gonna kind of try to go a little bit easy. But if you know me, you know that I don't really know how to do that. So I'm gonna try though. I'm not gonna... I say I'm not gonna hyper focus so much that I forget to eat and sleep until this is done. But you know, I'm just gonna try my best. I would also like to get these curtains hung up this week too. Maybe even sooner than later. Maybe even today or tomorrow. We do have workers coming tomorrow to possibly work on this window here that doesn't stay open. They're at least gonna be re-screening the screens. So it would be nice if the curtains weren't just hung all weird up on the old mini blind clips and they were like actually functional hanging curtains. Now that all the stuff underneath the windows is gone, it makes it really easy to get to the curtains. So that's good. Also, there's construction sounds outside. My kids are home and I have realized now it is very difficult for me to film when the kids are home. Especially once all the neighborhood kids start coming over and stuff. I can't have them on camera. And yeah, it's summer. So this is the summer dance here of like, okay kids, get the heck out of the house because mommy needs to film. And they don't really want to do that. So yeah, I'm just sort of juggling a lot right now. And let's just get to work. Okay, let's go.
Hi, if you're new here and you have no idea what's going on, there are 2 previous videos in this little mini series fully explaining what I'm doing here, but the gist of it is this is my office. I am severely downsizing my vintage reselling business and turning this into a multifunctional room. It's going to be my office still, but also a guest room with some bedroom furniture that we're picking up from Iowa, like I said. So what I'm doing now is taking this Calyx cube, emptying it out, and I'm going to be moving it into our living room area where we have a table and a cabinet for art supplies for my kids and also the neighborhood kids who like to come over and do arts and crafts with my kids. I'm going to be moving this Calyx cube in there because the cabinet that we have in there, which is this brown cabinet that I'm emptying out now, is very old. It's very broken. It's kind of a cheap piece of furniture from Target, I believe, and I've had it for many, many, many years. Recently, one of the doors fell off and it's just old and we're ready to get rid of it. So for now, at least temporarily, we're bringing the Calyx Cube into here, and frankly, it holds stuff for kids a lot better than this cabinet ever did. Something about the Calyx Cubes is just so perfect for kids stuff, whether it's the bins that pull out and just hold all sorts of little knickknacks and toys and things, or I also have these plastic bins that have lids and handles, and those fit really well inside the Calyx Cubes also for art supplies and stuff like that. Blake did go ahead and put the door to this cabinet back on before we donated it because it's okay. We had to unscrew it to completely take it off because just part of the hinge came loose when the door fell off the first time. So it can function still. Somebody might want it, who knows, but for us, we're just ready to let it go. The door did go back on, but it's just not super secure, and it's definitely not good enough for kids opening and closing it all the time to get their art supplies out. But yeah, at the end of the day, having the Calyx Cube in here is not the prettiest thing, but it functions really, really well, so I'm totally okay with it.
Everyone's just seeing your regrowth around the back of your head.
Oh, great.
Well, at least it's not your butt.
Well, at least highlight my important features.
Your butt?
Yeah.
Or how about the calves? We'll get a nice calf shot. Your little calf is hidden right now, so we can only see your big calf.
Stop it.
The little atrophied calf is hiding. Don't fall. It bows a little bit. It'll go down a little bit when the curtains on it. Okay, it is another day later, 2 days later since the last clip. Inexplicably, the other night I woke up at 4 in the morning and started throwing up. Just didn't digest my dinner. I don't know if I food poisoned myself or what. So yesterday was kind of a loss of a work day because I wasn't feeling sick anymore, but I was really tired. It definitely wasn't 100%. We also had the workers come over to do some repairs on the apartment, which was fantastic. I can't even explain. Both of these windows in the office now have new screens. One of them, the screen was not attached anymore. So if we opened that window, the cats would immediately jump out the window because they could just push through the screen. As soon as they figured that out, there's no keeping them inside. So we just never opened that window anymore. So that sucked. And the other window doesn't stay up. A little stringer part that keeps it up broke. So they're going to fix that. They haven't fixed it yet because they need to order the part, but that will be fixed. But now we can have 1.5 windows open. The one that doesn't stay up, I just prop it up with a wooden spoon, but so it only opens halfway. But great improvement. We also got a new vent fan in the bathroom upstairs, a new faucet in the bathroom upstairs because that one was dripping and wouldn't stop dripping. They fixed the wobbly broken tiles in the bathroom upstairs, although they kind of fixed it in a janky way by just putting caulking over the grout in the entry part of the bathroom. Whatever. It looks terrible, but I don't care. I don't own this place. At least it's fixed. It's not like a wobbly tile anymore. There was a broken drawer in the kitchen they fixed. There was just a ticker tape list of stuff to fix. And it started because our landlord did a walkthrough and they are going through all of the apartments, writing down every little thing that needed to be fixed and then actually fixing them. Can you imagine? If you've been here for a long time, you know how novel this is. So super excited about all of that. Oh, they gave us some new blinds in the front windows because 2 of the mini blinds just wouldn't work anymore. I don't know. They fixed all sorts of little annoying things. They were here for like half a day and then like every annoying thing about this apartment, not every annoying thing, but a big amount of annoying things in this apartment got fixed. Oh, they switched the haunted light upstairs that doesn't turn on right away when you flip the switch. And they fixed the ceiling fan in our bedroom because we haven't used that in like years because that would just turn on in the middle of the night for no reason. So they like rewired it or something. And yeah, they fixed all sorts of things and I'm super, super thankful about that. But also it meant that I wasn't gonna be filming and I wasn't gonna be working in here and I wasn't feeling good. So we did hang the curtains in this room. So that was something that we got done. Blake did all of it, really. I just sort of pointed and directed where I wanted things to go. This is so nice to have curtains that just easily open and shut. We used to have just the really like shitty, floppy kind of mini blinds in here. That's just what was here when we moved in. The cats like shredded the crap out of those mini blinds like almost immediately. So that was our fault, obviously, and we have taken them down and just threw them away. So we wanted to hang curtains in here instead because this is a place where the cats hang out and just putting more new shitty mini blinds in here wouldn't be good at all. The blinds that are out in the living room are actually the like vinyl, like the harder, thicker, wider plank. It's just a better quality. I guess we probably could have asked for them in here too, but I actually just wanted curtains in here instead. You can open it all the way up. It makes it feel, to me, more like a bedroom. And since this is gonna be a guest room now, I just wanted to hang the curtains. I love them when we have the windows open and the curtains are like blowing in the wind. I don't know, it's very dramatic and really nice. This room, having both windows be able to open now, even though one doesn't even open all the way, the amount of wind that comes blowing in through this room. We get it in the living room too, but this room is even closer to like the end of the street where it's like literally like a wind tunnel straight from the ocean. So it's pure like natural air conditioning and it's amazing. So that's where we stand now. I just feel, I do feel very behind in all of this, but like I said, the idea that I'm gonna get all of this done before we go on our trip has already left my soul. I know it's not gonna be like done by the time we leave for our trip. That's okay. I hope to at least just get to the point where I can paint this wall. I really hope to paint the wall before we leave, because then it has 3 weeks to truly set and dry all the way, and then we'll be moving the nice furniture in here and it's gonna go up against that wall. And I don't know, I do want that wall to be done. So that's my goal. If there's still gonna be like a bunch of crap in here, fine. I think what I really need is to just box up a lot of this stuff. I think that will help more than anything. Then once all the furniture's in here and everything's arranged the way that I want it to, then it'll be really easy to kind of unpack it all and find a spot for it. Right now it's a little tough because I'm like, oh, this is my camera equipment and I'm gonna put that in one of the drawers of the dressers, but the dressers aren't here yet. So it's like, okay, well now where do I put it until then? So I think realistically I have to kind of pack this room up more like we're moving, sort of. There still is a few things for me to just completely get rid of that I'm not keeping at all. Some stuff needs to be boxed up with my reselling stuff. So I can organize it a little bit better and still get rid of some things as I'm just kind of looking around at what I have left to do. So I'm gonna do that today, and my big goal for today is to get the desk moved up into the kids' room, because then at least all of the furniture that goes into other parts of the house is there, it's done. And I won't have to do any furniture moving when we get back from our trip. Sorry if you hear the kids playing outside. It's summer, like I said, and our cul-de-sac is very active, so it's just constant kid sounds around here. Okay, I'm gonna start by tidying up everything that's on the ground over on this side of the room so that we can get to the desk, and then I'll clear off the desk and go from there. All right.
Okay, so hopefully this will make some of you very happy. We are now also showing you a little bit of the garage. And yes, we did empty out and declutter about half of the garage over spring break. And yes, I still have that footage that I need to edit. And yes, I am still going to give you that video eventually. But stuff happened and I got out of order in my posting. So that will be hopefully soon. Maybe even the next video that you see will be the garage video. But until then, here's a little taste of Blake redoing his workbench area. This is where he tinkers with his electronic things like his vintage record players and receivers and speakers and whatever he does out there. I don't totally know. That is none of my business. He also has his tools and stuff like that in this little corner, this little nook of the garage. And so he is rearranging it because the orange cabinet, the orange metal cabinet that is in the office that I said originally I would just list on Facebook Marketplace and get rid of it. Well, Blake decided he wants it in the garage. And so we did a little measuring and decided it could fit out there if he just rearranged things a little bit. So that's what we're doing. And unfortunately, it's going to be a little bit of a letdown because I didn't get a great after shot. In fact, I'm going to warn you right now that this whole video is a little bit of a letdown because once I finished doing what I was doing, I didn't get a lot of good like after shots of anything, because then we started packing and we went on our vacation, and I am doing this voiceover from the future on our vacation right now. So I can't even film little B-roll things to insert here, so you're gonna have to just live with it the way that it is. It's better than nothing, right? So he did rearrange it. We did get the orange cabinet out here. He's put speakers and I don't know, electronic things into it. I don't know. I don't know what's in there, but he likes it and it worked out well, and it sort of forced him to clean this corner of the garage that we didn't get to during spring break when we were messing around in here and cleaning things out and reorganizing. So it all worked great, and he was doing this while I was working in the office. So we kind of killed two birds with one stone. This whole project has just been one big chain reaction after another, because once you move one piece of furniture into another room of the house, it's one thing after another. You move one piece and then you have to end up moving 15 different things. But at the end of it all, it's turning out really, really well, and I'm glad that we've done it.
Oh,
Is it light?
yeah. It's just awkward. I like your sound effects. It's like a little choo-choo train. Watch for the shoes behind you. You got this. Big strong man. Okay, it is the next day. I moved the desk out late last night. I have all this stuff that I have to contend with, and I really feel like if I don't paint this wall today, it's actually never gonna happen, because by the time we get home from our trip with the furniture, I'm not gonna have time to paint the wall. So if I don't do it today, I have to just let go of that dream. So I'm really going to try, but first I have to find places for a lot of this stuff. I need to get everything out of the way because I'm painting this wall behind me and there's stuff up against it now. So I need to move everything out of the way, find places for some of this stuff in the closet, basically is where I'm gonna put it. Break down my light box because I almost never use that anymore. Not even sure if I wanna keep it, but for now I'm just gonna break it down and roll it up because it gets smaller. That's the most important thing. And yeah, maybe start prepping the wall, looking at my paint situation, see if I need anything from the store. Today is Saturday. Blake's gonna be gone for a majority of the day. He's at an audio convention thing. And I've got the kids here by myself too, so that's gonna make this a little bit more tricky because they're gonna eventually need things. And yeah, today's Saturday, we leave on Tuesday. And of course I haven't like packed or prepared for our trip at all. That's ridiculous, of course. So, ambitious. Can't say I'm not ambitious. So yeah, let's start.
So during this part of the video, you have seen me sort of standing around a lot and staring at the closet. And that's because I do need to clean out that closet. And a lot of this stuff that you see just sort of floating around, that obviously I'm just sort of moving from one side of the room to the other and there's no good place for it. My plan is to put some things like my camera equipment, maybe even shipping supplies into that closet. So as I was putting a few little things away in that closet, I was looking at what's in there and sort of visualizing how to store those things differently, what I could get rid of, what should be stored in a tote versus just loose in the shelves in there. And so I was doing a lot of contemplating. This will be something that I do once we come back from our trip with the furniture. I will be cleaning out that closet completely and reorganizing all the stuff that I need to keep. Some of of it will go in the drawers of the 2 dressers we're bringing home, but some of it I just don't totally know what's going to happen yet. It's either going to be put in the closet or put in the walk-in closet, which is my reselling closet, which I've shown in other videos, but not so much in this one. Now I am prepping this wall to be painted. Yes, I did paint the wall. I did accomplish my ultimate goal of getting this wall painted. I really decided that I had to because once we bring the furniture in here, the furniture that we're bringing, the bed and one of the big long dressers with a mirror, is going against this wall. So I'm like, well, where would I put it if I'm going to paint the wall when we get home? Where would I put that stuff? There's no other place to put those pieces of furniture if it's not in this room where they're going to belong. So it was really now or never with this wall. And as you can see, it has 2 really big dirty spots on the wall. And that's because that's where Blake had put his feet up against the wall when the desks were there. At one point, his desk was on the left, so there's dirty foot smudges on the left, and then we moved his desk to the right, so there's dirty foot smudges on the right as well. He puts his feet up on like a little foot stand when he's on the computer, and his feet rub against the wall, and that's what happened. So this wall desperately needed to be repainted anyway, because it's flat paint, and it's not the kind of paint that's really like easy to clean or anything. Like once you start cleaning it really well, the paint sort of just starts coming off the wall completely anyway. So I'm really, really glad that I went ahead and painted it now because, like I said, it was now or never. I did go for the same blue color that I painted the accent wall in our living room because, for one thing, I absolutely love the color. I really, really love it. I love it in our living room. And when the door is open to the office, you can see this color from the living room. So it's nice to have the colors coordinate and be the same thing. So it sort of ties the 2 rooms together. Also, I had a lot of paint left over, so I didn't have to buy anything. So that was great. And the paint quality is super, super good. I got a 1-coat style paint that I had never used before, and I was really happy with it. So I know that I can actually get this done quicker because I have such a good kind of paint. And I know even though it's a dark color, it's only going to need 1 coat. So that was a big selling point in this whole thing where I'm like, yeah, I'm pretty sure I can get 1 coat of paint done in this one day. I cut in the trim on the bottom because we had the baseboards, and I am confident at my abilities of just cutting in with the paintbrush. I'm pretty darn good at that, if I do say so myself. And the top of the wall, you can't even see it with my camera angle because apparently I sucked at that, but there's a popcorn ceiling in this room, so I had to cut in up there as well, just with the brush. And I actually end up using a teeny tiny paintbrush and really meticulously painting around the popcorn because you really can't even tape off a popcorn ceiling because it's way too lumpy. So I had to do all of that by hand anyway. But on the sides here, you see that I did tape it off, and it's because the adjacent walls are kind of wavy. Many years of this being a rental, I'm sure a million coats of paint. In fact, when I was prepping the wall and I was sanding it, a red color was coming through. So this wall was red at some point from some previous tenant. And so when the walls are really uneven, I kind of like using the tape to get a really good crisp line on the edges. And the biggest trick with this is to first paint the color along the tape line, get the tape smashed down really, really good, but along the tape line, paint the color of the adjacent walls, of the wall next to it. Painted that color. So if any of it bleeds underneath the tape, it's going to match the wall where you don't want the paint to be. And then when you paint over it with your new color, it's already been sealed with the first coat of the other color paint, if that makes sense. So when I take the tape off, it's a perfectly crisp line with none of the blue bleeding through to the other wall. And the only thing I will say that I got a little impatient when I was doing this, and I just felt rushed anyway, but I did have that same tan color of the other wall, so I painted that first, and I just didn't really let it dry completely all the way. It was very close to being dry, but there was a couple little spots where there was a couple drops of wet paint still. So as I was painting the trim blue over those areas, it started mixing with the creamy color and it lightened the blue up a little bit. So I had to go back over it again a second time with the blue color after it had completely dried. So I ended up having to do 2 coats on just the edges of those walls before I took the tape off. But that was just from my own impatience and not giving myself enough time to let the paint dry. But that's okay. I knew I was risking it at the time I was doing it, but I just didn't care. And this video is nearly over, and you will sort of see the dried paint, but there's still some sunlight shining in the video. So you're not going to get the full effect of what it looks like when it's dry. It's a lot darker than it looks on camera, actually. I absolutely love it. I'm so glad I took the time to do it. And you're not really going to see a good after shot. And I am very sorry. But like I said, after this, I immediately started packing for our trip and then we left. So I can't go back now at this point and shoot B-roll or anything. And I didn't want to wait 3 or 4 weeks until we get home to finally release this video. So it is what it is. And you get sort of a halfway point, I would say. There is going to be some different content in between because we're on vacation now, so it's going to be a minute until we get back, but I will pick up this series again when we get back from Iowa. But until now, this is all you get. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.